Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2020 Driver Career with Alpine, episode number 59 today for the Singapore Grand Prix season 4 round number 12. If of course you've missed any of the previous episodes that we've done in this series, then I recommend you go and check them out. There's a link to the playlist in the comments in the description below and subscribe to see plenty more episodes of this series. Of course, we're getting to the end now. Obviously the European leg of the tour is over and we're sort of going to put another new upgrade on here. It's going to be another drag reduction upgrade. Obviously we tried on the Sashi side, we've done a lot of that, and now we're going to focus on the aero side really. Had to wait to get enough R&D points, but there's a bit of a gap between the Italian and Singapore Grand Prix, so obviously we can get that in, and that's going to come in for the Japanese Grand Prix. And if you work on, and if this works out okay, we might be able to get that other one, the DRS one, in, and that's going to open up the rest of the aero side for us. But yes, Carl has mentioned that there might be some regulation change next year. My money is it going to be on the engine, considering the fact we've only just had an aero and Sashi regulation change, so the engine is where I think we're going to go. But in terms of that, our upgrades, the two minor aero upgrades did come in obviously, so they're going to help us massively, and it's closed the gap massively to Racing Point in the bid to catch up to them. So that's, I think, what our target's going to be. Racing Point haven't been doing that great, to be honest. Stroll, of course, has been team leader, but Zoe hasn't really had the best time in that second car since taking over from Perez, who retired at the end of season 3. So we'll see what we can do. Obviously Singapore is a new track for us, so
okay, I know you're eager to get out there, but I'm going to need you to be patient for a few minutes. We're just trying to zero in on an oil leak.
And as usual, Arv's nicked our oil on our front right tyre there, but nevertheless didn't slow us up too much, thank Lord, because this is only a short qualifying session. So we went out a little bit later than I'd particularly like, because I always like to go out and set multiple times at the start of the session. I think that's just because so we don't avoid any of the traffic of people going in at the end of their laps. But anyway, our first lap was enough for P8. So it's not too bad, but I have had to load the AI difficulty based on the practice programs, so it's not great that the fact that we've come to another aero dependent circuit like Hungary and Silverstone, and we've had to lower the AI because we've already competed. And you notice here, the reason why I've corner cut that part is because I was literally fell asleep. So we could have improved if we got to the line, but we didn't. So it's P14. Ocon, the jammy sod, has got himself up into the top 10, but whether or not tyre wear isn't going to be an issue anyway, because it's only a 25% race. Obviously we will have fresher tyres, so hopefully they overheat. We'll see what we can do from 14th time for the race.
Here we go then, it's Formula 1 in Marina Bay once again, and welcome to all of you at home who join us today for this fascinating race around the baking hot, horribly humid, but very beautiful streets of Singapore. The Marina Bay Street Circuit then has 23 corners, 13 to the left and 10 to the right, taking us a total of 3.1 miles around the landmarks of downtown Singapore. An average lap speed around here, just 107 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday puts him on pole, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Albon, Sebastian Vettel and Verstappen, Gasly, Magnussen, Sainz and Esteban Ocon, Norris, Joe, Lance Stroll and Renault, De Vries, Russell, Nicholas Latifi and Daniel Kvyat, Matsushita and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
I think we can. I'm always betting the race on this game. Qualifying, I don't actually remember the last time we qualified in the top 10. Is that bad? But anyway, I did think about switching this up, but I think it's mainly because it's also it's a new track. Well, not a new track, but it's the first time we raced on this series, so we're going to go soft to mediums, not medium to softs, and see what we can do. Hopefully we don't get affected also by any safety cars as well that could potentially knock us about. So 5 lights out and away we go, and it's a great start, better than Zoe. We're already up into P13. Going to dive down the inside of Stroll. Got caught up by the AlphaTauri and our teammate of Ocon, trying to go around turn the inside of Stroll and turn to me. Do get position now. We're having a look at Magnussen and Ocon, who are man in the AlphaTauri. We've got a better launch out of that corner, and now we're going to go side by side with our teammate. We're going to try and squeeze him to the left hand side, but somehow he's managed to get better time. We're going to dive down the inside, and there's contact with both Magnussen and Ocon. We're lucky not to be able to get. There's a front wing that's gone flying through there. We just tried our best to make it 3 wide. Ocon stuck his nose in, which caused obviously myself to make contact with Magnussen as we got round the outside of Norris. We've broken ourselves here, but we're going to turn this into a move. Didn't really expect to make a move after the bridge. Just having too much speed there, but still round the outside, better the traction, and away we go. So we watch our race leader Charles Leclerc. Ferrari haven't won in this career mode since before they patched the engine performance, or rather for the storyline before they had that engine settlement. So it's been a while. As you see, Ocon was the man who lost that bit of front wing that went flying, and now he is holding up everybody behind Magnussen. So he's creating a little bit of a gap for us, which is nice to see. As we're watching jump to lap 3 now, a couple of people managed to get ahead of Ocon, and then you can see behind the Racing Point as though there's a big gap obviously to Ocon. As we're watching Lando Norris, who's pulling over to the right hand side. Lando Norris is out of the race, and that of course is going to invite everybody to come in, because the safety car has come out here in Singapore. So everybody's going to come in. There's Mercedes are double stacking, Red Bull double stacking. Fortunate we're the front Alpine, unlike though we've been blocked there. Can we get out? Yes, we can now. Not sure where we're going to filter out. P7 it is. It's that De Vries has had an absolute mazza of a pit stop, because he was way down the field, but he has come out in P9. So can he get Haas's first points of the season? Sort of was overshadowed by Verstappen when he was there, but now he's in a good position to get some points. Hopefully he can hold on and get some points. We'll have to wait and see. Although he has got Bottas and Verstappen himself behind, as Leclerc continues to lead behind the safety car, and the safety car comes in at the end of lap 5. So effectively this is when we were going to be making our pit stop anyway, so we haven't really lost any time. Vettel's asleep on the line. Thank you very much. We're going to take full advantage. Took a little look at Carlos Sainz as well. McLaren ahead of us, but nothing doing there, and move up into P6. So watching now, you can see there's already a gap forming between Stroll and De Vries there. De Vries backing up Bottas and Verstappen, which is crucial for the championship because Hamilton is up in second place There is on board with Vettel, who's behind us now. He's trying to come back at us. Contact there with Vettel, and a little bit of backing wings. I don't think he lost any of his front wing. Got lucky as Verstappen now is behind De Vries. Bottas has cleared the Haas driver, and surely now it's only a matter of time before Verstappen does get past De Vries, and he's going to do it at that turn on the outside of turn 2, and that ends De Vries' chance to get any points for his beloved Haas team, which is a shame because I mean the strategy was great. As Vettel there saw his tyres, I think, just went off at the end. I think he had also a little bit of front wing damage from when he had a little bit of hitters, which is why he couldn't really challenge us in the final laps. But anyway, we're on the final lap, and it looks like Charles Leclerc is going to win this race. We're going to come home for P6. Sainz Gasly, too strong for us today. This again, I don't know what it is with this car, but it doesn't suit our driving styles. We're on board following now Charles Leclerc coming round the final few corners. It's been a long road back for Ferrari, but finally they're back on the top step. It's been a long time since Ferrari have won. Except he hasn't won because the game's glitched, and we've finished in P5. So as soon as I did that flashback, the replay to show him crossing the line, after that it showed him his counter on his steering wheel was then showed P2 as Hamilton then, and he just finished down in 19th place, which is really unfortunate for Leclerc there. I mean, he dominated this race, controlled the race from start to finish, didn't allow Hamilton in the much faster Ferrari or Albon to catch up with him. But anyway, that allows Gasly to get another podium, and it allows us to get 5th place, which is our best result since Azerbaijan. And I didn't really expect this. I mean, we got helped by the safety car, because remember before the safety car we were down in P9. We gained 3 places in the pit stops, and now obviously Leclerc getting robbed of victory as well gave us more points. So we're back up to 6th place ahead of Magnussen, who had a poor race. He got stuck behind De Vries and finished only in 11th. So 2 points clear of him. I'm not sure we can catch Gasly for 5th, so 6th might be what we have to do to finish off this series before we, most likely move on to another team, because the car does not suit my balance. Ocon, no points again. Lost a bit of his front wing. Surprised he hasn't been fired, because he's been dreadful this season, only getting 8 points of the 91.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. How do you feel this season is going for you? Is the car competitive?
No, it's not being competitive. We haven't really had that raw pace at all.
Do you think you were lucky not to end your race with that crash?
I'm not answering that question. She should know that by now, after 4 seasons. And she's gonna sigh at me. I don't know why I bother answering her questions, because she just sighs at me every other week. But anyway, in terms of the driver rivalry, we were caught catching up to Zhou Zhou, excuse me. I think it's going to be a little bit too little too late. In the next episode, Japan, we've got an invitational update, which I believe in the Brawn GP car. And of course the Japanese Grand Prix. Suzuka not been a great track for me so far. Sector 1 is terrible for this car, so let's see what we can do. I know we're fast in Sector 3 there, so and hopefully the aero upgrades we can put on as well. Maybe have a little look at the Sashi, although all we've got left are pretty much 1 weight redistribution and 2 weight reduction upgrade. The rest, there's 4 tyre upgrades, which I haven't done at all because there's no point, and there's 2 brake upgrades as well, which I haven't done on the Sashi side. So the aero is sort of taking priority. We'll have to see if that regulation change comes in, if it is the engine, whether we take a look and start saving the resource points, or whether prioritise this season, bearing in mind we've only got 4 races to go. So whether we just call it a day with the upgrades for this season, leave it there. But yes, that's going to be it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel for new, see plenty more episodes of the F1 2020 Driver Career with Alpine as when they come out every week. Different thing tomorrow with a mod. Obviously McLaren and AlphaTauri I think are launching their cars next week, so obviously the latter half of next week those cars will be us try and mod them in the game. Well, it depends how different they are. Depends if both of them or only one of them comes. But until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.